It's on YouTube, and I'm sure if you look up the exact quote, you'll find it.
You've got one of the best teams out there for research. We're just two guys doing radio.
No, sure, we'll find it. We'll find it. Go ahead and play the clip. Play the full clip.
What essentially sets a nation state apart, which is the monopoly on violence. What essentially sets a nation state apart, which is the monopoly on violence.
There you have it.
And whenever you read globalist documents, that's all they talk about. We have the monopoly of violence, and that's why they hate it that we're armed.
Sure. No, you'll get no disagreement from me, Alex. It's just a matter of let's get people who are excited about liberty to come up to New Hampshire and join the free. I mean, if you understand what liberty means, and that is that people should be free to live their lives how they want, so long as they don't harm anybody else, you're the kind of person that would be great up here in New Hampshire to get active for freedom. We've had amazing success with free staters, people who've moved here for the Free State Project, getting elected. It's an election year again here this year. There are, I think, dozens of people running this time because now more people are here than have ever been before.
That's very exciting. That's very exciting, and I know the porcupine thing is important as well. But don't you understand why the founders said that we needed some state was because other states would come and try to invade us.
It's a common
and take our property.
Objection.
Well, I mean, I assure you, if you've got a bunch of individuals, there are going to be within that system groups of warlords and thugs that are going to come rob your butt.
Well, Alex, I don't know how things were in the 18th century, but I think that we probably did need a more centralized government in the age where people rode horses.
Well, stay there. Finish when we come back, because the city of Austin is a group of criminal warlords robbing everyone. And so we would be better with no government in Austin compared to the criminals we have robbing everything and the public drinking fluoride, sucking their thumb.
Fact. 4 million people in the U.S. have hepatitis C due to liver damage. Fact. Cirrhosis of the liver is the 8th leading cause of death among Americans. Fact. Alcohol, many prescription drugs, food additives, pesticides, and environmental toxins damage the liver. Fact. 1 in 10 Americans is or has been affected by liver or gallbladder disease. Fact. Anything that keeps the liver from doing its job can put your life in danger. Protect your liver by visiting researchedherbs.com and learning more about the world's #1 selling all-natural liver support formula, Live 52. It is the only herbal liver supplement that is backed by over 190 published clinical trials and endorsed by 250,000 healthcare professionals in 76 countries worldwide. Don't wait to protect your liver. Visit us at researchedherbs.com or call 1-800-973-1486. That's 1-800-973-1486. Or go to researchedherbs.com. All the goodness with none of the side effects.
They helped to create a new world order.
We are part of a new world order.
A new world order based upon collective action.
Invisible Empire is a damning indictment of the globalists through their own words and documents.
The new world order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
It means all the world under their control.
The United Nations would take over America. The Trilateral Commission would control the world.
Invisible Empire chronicles how men of power and influence have worked in stealth for centuries to establish an oppressive world government.
I believe, first of all, that we now need nothing short of a world constitution for the global financial system.
Global governance with the establishment of the G20.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
Invisible Empire. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, or watch it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
I'll be back Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, with Congressman Ron Paul. 4 to 6 p.m. is the abbreviated Sunday transmission. Got another article up at prisonplanet.com. Oberman slams Tea Party Senate candidate for voting against water fluoridation. I'll be back next week as well, and I promise I'm going to tell my producers right now I want to leave a few days open next week with no guests. They've been doing a great job getting a lot of good guests, but I want some days to just take your calls on the oil spill. It's clear listeners want to discuss this. It's important. In closing with you guys, one of you, because you guys' voice accents sound similar, Mark and Ian, but one of you was trying to finish up a point before I went to break. But then I want to ask both of you about the oil spill. Another indicator, another proof, just like Katrina and everything else, the government cannot and will not help you. Any money that they end up spending will be stolen by their cronies.
Well, that's because they're a criminal gang. As you mentioned about Austin, it's not just Austin. It's every city, every town, every state, and the federal government. They're all criminal.
They're the most successful gang in a given geographic area. That's what the government is.
And so the fear that you were talking about before, this fear of, what if there's no coercive government anymore, if we get rid of the violent monopoly, then what about the other violent monopolies around the world coming in and raiding and pillaging and etc. And the answer to that is that, as Mark mentioned before, there's wide gun ownership in the United States. And if you look back with Hitler and why he didn't invade Switzerland, it's because people own guns in Switzerland and they just didn't want to mess with that.
I totally agree with you. More guns, less crime.
And private protection agencies. The government's big selling point is, well, we're here to protect you. But if you actually look at their own Supreme Court decisions over and over again, they've ruled that they have no obligation to protect you. So even if some foreign country does roll in here and the government's still here, they're not going to protect you.
So are you even against a county where you elect a sheriff and then you tell the sheriff, these are the guys we think are good deputies and aren't thugs?
I want to have competing sheriffs. I want to have competition and protection where people can actually choose the kind of protection that they want to buy in the marketplace. Bring competition and you get better service. Instead of these corrupt cops, you get better service.
So you're saying like
service.
Have neighborhood associations where you opt in and then that neighborhood has the security it chooses.
That's a great idea.
And then who do you take, say, a guy who's caught killing a 5-year-old girl? Who do you take him to?
Private arbitration. Now, we're getting into a lengthy conversation here. I know you want to talk about the oil spill.
But see, if he's caught red-handed, I do want him to have his little neck snapped.
No, I don't suspect that there'll be a problem with that. I think most people feel the same way.
Yeah, I think most people are against child molestation, and so the private arbitrators that would be competing for justice would essentially understand that. So when you have competition in justice and you have competition in protection, then everything gets better because competition, raises everybody up, etc. And there's a lot of good information at book.freekeene.com. There's a great book called The Market for Liberty from the 1970s that really gets into detail about private arbitration and market justice and things like that. And I would recommend that your listeners, and maybe you yourself, if you have the time, check that out at book.freekeene.com.
Absolutely, gentlemen. And what are some of the other websites?
Well, freekeene.com is my blog site, and that's where a lot of the activism is happening up here.
People can also go to gcnlive.com and listen to the streams. There's also a Genesis iPhone app that's free that has all the talk shows, including mine there, and Free Talk Live, and you guys are on 6 days a week, just like I am. Well, it's been a really interesting conversation. I look forward to being on your show again and you coming back here so we can debate this. Where do you see the oil spill going in closing?
I see it going all over the Gulf. I wouldn't. The oil spill is more your billowhack. You're the research guy. You've got the team for it. And I would really ask you, what do you think? Did the government do this, Alex?
All the evidence points at it. We can't conclusively prove it, or it was complete negligence because you never have people on the rigs, the managers, the engineers, cussing at BP people for 2 weeks in front of. There's all these witnesses in the Coast Guard hearing. If they were saying this is going to blow up, you can't order us to do this, they should have said no, so they're still guilty as well. But the BP execs need to get in serious trouble for this. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. God bless you.
Just say no to government, Alex.
Just say no. Absolutely, buddy. I'm just fighting for the Republic here, just trying to wake people up. Retransmission starts now. Stay with us. Great job, crew. Back.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolar.com.